welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute since I last filmed a YouTube video for you guys, so I'm really excited to be finally sitting down and doing this. Today's look is this rose gold inspired cut crease, and if you'd like to see how I created this look, then please keep watching. So I'm starting off by priming my face with this Catrice Prime and Fine primer, and I'm just using a little bit on the areas where I find that my pores look larger, which is usually just on my cheek area, my forehead, and my chin. So I'm gently massaging the product into these areas. Next, I'm mixing the Lancome foundation with my MAC Prolong Wear Nourishing foundation, and I'm basically just using a pump and a half of each, so an equal amount of the MAC. And unfortunately, I was not able to find my exact shade of this Lancome foundation. Although there are, I think, about 40 shades, I was still not able to find like one shade that suited me perfectly. So hence I'm mixing this with the MAC foundation. So I'm blending the foundation all over my face using my Real Technique sponge, making sure I get full coverage. Next, I am using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan, I believe, and I'm using this to highlight my face as well as cover up those dark under eye circles. And again, I'm using small stippling motion and blending in the product just under my eyes and all of the areas that the light would naturally fall. So it's concealing and highlighting at the same time. So I'm just blending everything nicely in my chin area and my nose, or the bridge of my nose, as well as my forehead. Next, to set the concealer on in place, I'm using the Nye Banana Powder, and I'm not really baking but packing on the powder and all the areas that I just concealed. So it is quite a bit of powder, but I find that this technique works well for me without leaving me too dry. So it is quite a bit of powder, and I'm just adding a little bit more, and I'm going to leave that to sit there for a while. Again, just making sure that I'm getting all the areas that I highlighted and setting it nicely. I have really oily skin, so I have to set all of these areas. To chisel out my cheekbones, and to do that, I'm also using the little brush that comes in it. So this is actually the mini set, but the brush fits perfectly under my cheekbones, and I'm just defining it and contouring my face. I'm also running a little bit down the sides of my nose to give it a quick contour. Moving on to highlight, I am using the Colourpop highlighter, which is this beautiful champagne tone shade. It's called WISP, and it looks really nice on my skin tone. I really like how it's able to highlight. Whoa, look at that. So it's a beautiful color. I'm highlighting the tip of my nose, down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my cupid's bow. This is a whole lot of glow. Next, moving on to eyebrows. For this, I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade number 4. And I'm quickly going to carve out the shape of my brow. If you guys would like to see a full-on detailed brow tutorial, then please comment in the comment section down below. I would film a whole new tutorial, a full tutorial on how I fill in my brows for you guys. So I'm just going to quickly speed through this. but basically I'm just shaping and filling them in. I'm also using the Brows Zing to fill them in, and they make such a big difference. Now that my brows are done, I'm moving on to blush. And for blush today, I'm using this Nars blush in the shade Orgasm. It's a pinky gold blush. I'm just adding a pop of this on the apples of my cheeks and a little bit above my contour. It also adds this nice golden or rose gold shade. For eyeshadow today, I'm using this Colourpop palette in it's called All I See Is Magic. It's a beautiful mixture of matte and shimmer shades. So I'm just zooming you guys in a little bit, and I am priming my lids quickly with the Urban Decay primer potion. This is in the original shade, so it doesn't really have any color to it, although it does look like a bit beige on my skin tone. So I'm starting off with a matte, almost nude shade, and I am putting this all over my lid space. Basically just setting the primer. You can see how pigmented these shades are. I barely touched it, so I'm basically just blending that first bit all over my lid. Next, going in with this orange shade, I'm blending it into my crease area, making sure I define the crease, getting it right in the inner corner all the way out, and I'm blending it in, making sure there's no harsh lines. So blending is key. So I spend a lot of time just blending the shadow into my crease here, because we don't want any harsh lines. And then just little by little adding more color. So I always like to start off with a little color and then build on it. Okay, that's looking really nice already. Next, I'm going in with this deeper burnt orange, almost terracotta shade, and deepening the crease area. Again, I'm starting off with small amounts of the shade and then building on it. And then as I'm going on, I'm just making sure that I'm blending so there's no harsh lines. Next, I'm picking up this almost plum or cranberry shade, and I am placing it on the outer V of my lid. So I'm not taking it much into the crease, but just concentrating the shadow on the outer edge and then dragging it to the bottom lash line. Okay, so now for the cut crease, I am using the NYX HD concealer for this. So the trick I like to do is apply a little concealer on my lid and then look straight ahead, so then that would give you a guide as to how high you want to cut your crease. And then next, I'm using a little lip brush here to give me some precision, and I'm carving out my crease. So I mean, the first time you do it, you're probably not going to be perfect, but as you keep doing it, it just gets better. So I'm basically doing a half cut crease here. So I'm just cutting out my crease and then blending it at the end so it looks all nice and seamless. Next, I'm going into these two shimmer shades. One is a rose gold shade, and that I'm placing all over the center of my lid, just keeping it over the areas that we just cut the crease on, and then going in with the lighter highlighting shade on the inner corners. I'm now blending both the shimmer shades together so they look seamless, where one shade basically blends into the other. This palette is stunning. Next I'm going into this deeper cranberry shade in the palette, and I'm basically going over the edges of the cut crease so that it looks nice and blended and the colors flow easily from light to dark with no harsh edges. Okay, that looks stunning already. For the bottom lash line, I am going in with the same highlighting white shade that I used on the inner upper lid, and I'm using a small little angled brush for this and just highlighting the bottom parts of my lashes, mirroring the top. I am lining my inner waterline with this Lancome black Kajal pencil, and then applying some of this Benefit Bad Girl Bang mascara onto my lashes. I really like this mascara. I love how lengthening it is. You can see like what a big difference this mascara is making to my lashes right now, and I'm applying it both on my upper and lower lashes. Next, moving on to lashes, I am popping on a pair of these Linespring lashes in the design Extra. I really like how nice and wispy they are. And then moving on to my lips, I'm using my favorite lip liner at the moment, which is the NYX liner in the shade Mahogany. And then finishing off the look with this NYX Butter Gloss in, I believe the shade is Peanut Brittle. It's a lovely nudie gloss. I'll have the shades down, or all of the details of the products, in the description down below. Please go and check it out. And then I'm setting everything in place with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. There you go. This is the final look, you guys. I really like how it turned out, and if you recreate it, please tag me in your pics. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.